from the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New. Yeah.
Boom.
I gotta do it in foot, Mama. I gotta do it in foot, Mama. Because I was with you.
Oh my god.
I gotta do it in foot.
You gotta turn it.
Because I was with you. Because I was with you.
Papa is a bird watcher, so this is a really big moment. Today is January 11, 2023. It is 4:14 a.m. I'm in the middle of editing a video. I decided to stop to record some stuff because there's a lot going on. It's the day after Harry's book, The Spare, came out. I've shared a lot of screenshots with you guys on my community board to not leave you in the dark, because when I'm not behind my computer to record, to be more comfortable, it's hard for me to do videos. So yeah, so let's go on Twitter. A lot to discuss, and I have issues right here. Every day my estimate is going down. Meanwhile, my viewership is going up. So let's go on Twitter. I could go on with this, but let's go on Twitter. So this is a video. This is after the book Spare have been public. I've heard a good portion of it. I'm waiting for my book because the book is taking too long. A lot of discussion is happening. I decided to buy the audio as well. So let's listen to this. This woman is so disgusting. Camilla Parker Bowles is a bully. Camilla the homewrecker. All right, 38 seconds.
He writes in the book, again, not in our interview, but he writes in the book about Camilla. Her son apparently had some sort of issue, was in the tabloids because of allegations of drug use or some misbehavior alleged, and that she used information about others in order to help protect her own son. And just that trading of information to me was one of the more startling aspects of this.
So
the other thing that just remind me of something that I did, a video, I forgot the title, but in that particular video, you know, it obviously it's my humble opinion, and I said in some aspect where I won't be surprised she probably will try to get her son to be the next heir for some reason. I don't know. I you know what, let me leave that alone. It's in that video, but let's finish this into that
point, the dangerous thing, when he called her dangerous to you because of the relationship she was forging with the British press, this is the bit of your interview that we're going to play.
Oh.
How he writes in the book, again.
It's that. That's all I have of this. Okay, there's this, bahaha. How is it that is Camilla and not the flunky professional colleagues? One has to ask, was it credibility of UK journalists or media also happened in pre-World War II when Edward VIII passed along ally intel to his Nazi buddies costing life. Philip had Nazi close family, media ignore all to protect royal family. I'm telling you, there's so many things I've said in some videos, I had to delete them. Not delete, they are there, but I decided to cut them out when I'm editing because there's too many gaps, things that don't seem right to me. And we're seeing it happening right now as well. The thing that's going on around the world with Ukraine and the Middle East, and you see the royal family back and forth. There's a lot of things. People should be very careful in telling the British intelligence some information. Let's leave that as that, okay? So I don't give myself work. Okay, known it since the 80s, okay? If the monarchy falls, which I hope it does, it truly will be because of Camilla. This underhanded behavior of salacious planting of stories among her gossip-mongering friends going on for years will be her undoing, but it came from her own hand. Okay, Camilla is evil and we know it. All right, let's go to the next tweet. I want to cover as much as possible within an hour. Okay, there's another video as well from Sussex Squad podcast, fastest selling non-fiction book in the UK. And some of the tweets that I have lined up for this video, it varies, different dates, because I was keep on adding tweets I add to the list and I never got a chance to recording them. Okay, so they're all over, but I'm recording this after the book have been released, and I've listened a good portion of the audiobook from it as well. Okay, this is 1 minute and 11 seconds.
And we've got some breaking news on that book by Prince Harry, Spare as it's called. It is the UK's fastest selling non-fiction book on record, we are hearing. And it's sold figures of 400,000 copies so far. That's across hardback, ebook, audio formats. On its first day of publication, 400,000 copies.
And let's not forget, I don't know if this also covered when it first made news that it's coming out on the 10th, because I ordered mine on that particular day and I'm waiting for it. It's already on its way, but because so many discussions were happening around the book, I wanted to know, so I'm aware of what's going on, because the media is a freaking liar. So I had to buy the audiobook. And the other thing is, I think this only covers the UK, and I don't think it's worldwide. The numbers, the figures that's coming out, I don't think it's worldwide. It's just the UK, I think. And if it's worldwide, it's going to be much more.
Have been sold. The Transworld Penguin Random House, the publisher, said, quote, "We always knew this book would fly, but it is exceeding even our most bullish expectations. As far as we know, the only books to have sold more in their first day are those starring the other Harry, i.e. Harry Potter."
Yeah.
But according to the latest data we have, it is the fastest UK selling non-fiction book on record.
At first glance, he reminds me of what's that Cuomo guy who used to work for CNN, but when you look closer, you know, after a while you see his feature change. It's not Andrew, I think his name is Andrew Cuomo. He reminds me of him, but let's listen.
And Harry was paid $20 million for that book, we are told. So the publishers are getting a bit of their money back already.
And I posted something on my community board regarding that because people in the UK were making fun of the book being for half price. But after thinking about it, something came to mind and I decided to write this on my community board. Okay? Oh no, this one is more recent. This is about, what's her name? Caroline Flack. Not that. Not this. Okay, I'm reading. Okay, so this one. Okay, I'm reading some tweets making fun of the book Spare half price in the UK. Obviously, the joke is not these people might think. First, isn't the UK going through some tough time? Isn't the UK having difficulties paying their bills? Second, isn't part of the proceeds going to charity? Third, doesn't Harry's main goal is for the people, mainly the Brits, know about his story? Adding all of these together, don't you think Prince Harry probably part of the deal is for the UK bookstores to sell it half price? Harry probably gifted his fellow Brits half price. In the process, the people will know his truth. Anyway, it is one of crazy thought, humble opinion. All right, there's 11 people. Go on my community board, you'll see this. All right, so it crossed my mind when I was seeing all those negative tweets. I don't think I bookmarked this, but while I'm discussing this, I might as well share what I did on my community board. Okay, next tweet. This is people are happy about that. Right, I think this is Omid. Yep, that's Omid. This is another thing I share on my community board as well. Quote, I feel I'm exactly where I am meant to be and exactly where we, my family, are meant to be, end quote. Prince Harry tells the new issue of People, quote, I don't think I could have written this book otherwise, end quote. Yeah, I mean, they literally, the UK press sort of forced Harry to live his best life. I don't know if I make sense with this, because each time he tried to avoid the press, they go after him. He made adjustment, and then each of these adjustments is much better for him. And this is one of those things as well. So this is the People issue. Damn, he look fresh. Look at his eyes. He looks much younger. Oh my God, the leftover royals must be pissed. There he is here. Very comfortable and relaxed. The shoes. The squad made me keep on looking at his shoes. Okay, Prince Harry is to die for. There's the love, he is on fire. The hater can get lost, for all I care. Okay, F me, he looks good. Okay, just look at the screen. What a cover, it's on fire. Let's go Ginger Avenger. Okay, well done, Harry. And may God continue to bless you. Keep speaking your truth. Okay, I guess I'll be supporting my babes today. Target, here I come. Okay, take my money. Okay, guys looking hot. Sorry, Meghan, there's this. But truth must be told. Your man's looking good. Happiness and contentment look good on you both. Blessing aplenty. Right, he looks so good and healthy. Yep, I see that too. Okay, writing this book and giving these interviews has helped him along his mental health journey, and I'm happy for him. I'm sure he expected the UK media and royal family backlash. He's showing them all he's not afraid and they have no power over him anymore. Okay, Prince Harry, happy for Harry that he can finally tell his own story. Okay, after this, that's it. What's on the screen? Okay, I have been on his side since his mother died. It broke my heart then to see him alone. I'm forever in his corner. I was happy for him when he met Meghan. I will forever be Team Harry and Meghan. Okay, Harry's happiness is on parade. Look at the glow. All right, Harry is the true teller in that family, the honest and upright person. Of all people. The reason I say of all people, because among the two offspring of Diana, he was the youngest and he had less of a guidance from, in my humble opinion, from the royal family, but yet he surpasses the wisdom of all the royal family put together. That's what I think. Alright, for him to be the person that he is, it's a miracle. Technically, it is a miracle. Okay, that's that. Then he's on fire, divine happy. Prince Harry, frustrated my spare Amazon delivery is not arriving until 8 p.m. And last night at midnight, I waited for my hubby Audible spare present and not there. Alright, what is going on? Although I don't care about people getting this issue for sure. Okay, this is your moment. Prince Harry, reign your highness. Oh, and you look so good. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Alright, these are different tweets coming in. I'm just adding on the list. I don't know when this, okay, this one was yesterday as well, 20 hours ago. Alright, let's see here. This is Omid, kidnapped by a cult of psychotherapy and Meghan. Okay, kidnapped by a cult of psychotherapy and Meghan, end quote. An unusual tabloid-style royal front page for The Independent. Former Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday editor-in-chief Georgie Gregg, a close friend of Camilla. Oh my God, this woman. The Queen Consort was recently announced as the paper's new editor. I don't know. Each time I think and I see these things going on, I'm thinking she must be a operative of some sort to help destroy the royal family, the institution itself. This cannot be. Oh my God, Prince Harry kidnapped by cult of psychotherapy. Okay, you could read what's on the screen, but let me read some of the comment, and I'm not gonna read too much of it. Okay, at this point, the Lord and Princess Diana better do something. White Waller, the Lord's baggage. All right, it doesn't say Meghan. All right, the online version does. Okay, let's see. There's the link of it. I'm not gonna go on it. Let me just read what's there. Let's see. A reconciliation with Prince Harry is, quote, impossible, end quote, because the King, Queen Consort, and Prince William fear anything they say will be made public. The Independent understands. I mean, isn't the one who keep on leaking to the press? I mean, did they forget that Harry was born within the palace wall? So he knows what's going on, the tactic. So this kind of statement would have been if Meghan were to say something like that. Okay, because Meghan then grew up over there. But it's literally Harry who grew up in there. He knows how the institution works. So they're making it seem like Harry is completely clueless of how the firm works. Okay, a source close to the royal family said the King, Camilla, and William believe the situation will remain unchanged while the Duke of Sussex remain effectively kidnapped by a cult of psychotherapy and Meghan. Wow. Breathe. Okay, let's read some of the comments here. Kidnapped by a cult psychotherapy. Well, he followed the family footstep. Funny they never refer to Charles being kidnapped by a cult of psychotherapy and Camilla. Let's see here. I don't know. The squad have receipt. Alright, let's go into that. That was April 1st, 2017. Charles and Diana both saw a psychotherapist, a new book claim. Exclusive, Prince Charles spent 14 years in psychotherapy. 14 years after seeking help for disturbed Diana book claim. That's the first time I'm hearing he went to psychotherapy. Okay, author and historian claim Di's demons emerged on their honeymoon. What in the name? But when Charles sought help, it was he who saw an expert the longest. Trying to make him look good, but if he did get help, so why is he so mentally abusive to other people? Baggage for God. Okay, interesting. They are howling in the wind like werewolves. We see. Okay, we see you. They have a dwindling audience. Sane people run from wolves of any kind. Sauce boy. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, I was right. Okay, she retweeted herself. Okay, nice company you've been keeping. A master concubine and a head hooker. The Independent will soon start publishing Jeremy Clarkson bilge, no doubt. Okay, so she tweeted that one that January 4th, and then she retweeted herself January 10th. There it is. All right, let's to comment on it. Okay, he didn't even wait. Everything Harry has said about Camilla is so true. Alright, with that being said, let's move on to the next one. Alright, a lot of tweets to share with you. 16 minutes, so that's good. I'm moving fast, I think. Next tweet. There's Omid again. Francis at Le Parisien reporting that King Charles' first overseas visit will be to Paris in March. Highlights include Élysée Palace estate dinner and a separate program for Camilla. Where is she going? Okay, they probably don't want to be seen in the same room or something, because the last time I think she was with head officials or something, she said something about Biden. Oh my goodness. Or maybe she's trying to get diversion to get the whatever information about the crash. I don't know. That's what popped up in my mind, in my humble opinion. And a separate program for Camilla, Queen Consort, and First Lady Bridget McCann. No comment from Palace yet. Alright, so that's where this was mentioned. That's in French. Okay, we don't want them here. Okay, so she's from France. There's thumbs up. Okay, well, His Majesty the King must watch out for eggs and flour during the state visit. Okay, le failure. Alright, whatever is here, that's it. Okay, pretty understanding now why French media are so anti-Harry and Meghan. Oh, I'm not in France, so I don't know. Well, we may think it is, but it's just, they pretty much, how will I say, hijack. Perfect, that's the word, hijack every possible media outlet. They're trying over here. They are trying. Okay, they hijack worldwide medias to make them look good. So, and the people, you know, the little people are on Twitter or whatever social pages that they are in, conjugating. So they could put that, you know, because they capture, they hijack the media everywhere, worldwide, globally. All right, they could pretend this is what people are saying, but the little people, you know, conjugating on social media, telling whoever's following who their viewpoint of things, because they are buying bot to influence the little people, but the little people are not buying the nonsense, despite the fact that they hijack the media globally. Okay, I think I brought this in one point where in the US, what I'm aware of, the GOP, the Conservative Party in the US, tried to create their own platform. Okay, they did, but not too many people joined them because not a lot of people want to hear negativity. Possibly some of the people who joined those platform was just to report, to see what's going on, but not to interact and the sake of, you know, like people do on Twitter. So what did they do? Once they create their own platform, people are not coming. The numbers that they thought they will get are not coming. So they try to buy. They purchase other platform that's already been established with tons of followers or people who's following, like Twitter. Okay? So, and then whatever, and you see at the beginning, not at the beginning, when Elon first bought Twitter, how many people were trying to scatter it around. They want, you know, if this is what we're gonna get, you know, all this negativity, we want out. People start creating other platform, which I participate in. I never went back because Twitter is where most people are, and I'm like, until they shut Twitter down, then I'm out of there. But they're trying to globalize then nonsense. And then there's a video that I did also where I said, if Meghan's gonna sue, she better go to internationally, because they literally globalize the hate of her everywhere around the world. So that's that. Let me finish read what's on the street. Okay, what's on the screen. Okay, Charles and Waller going to France to thank them for covering up Diana's death. I won't be surprised about that. Charles comes to pledge allegiance to France for having helped him think of Princess Diana. Alright, victory dance for Camilla and the tunnel. God is good. I mean, karma take time, but it will. Eventually it will. We leave that up to the Lord. Alright, next tweet. Also, if this is indeed true, and he says he never lies, it proves Harry is 100% right. That was January 10th, yesterday. Let's see here. Lifestyle Royal Family. Piers Morgan claims Royal Family have reached out to thank him for attacks on Meghan. What was it? There's that, what's that TV show in the US? There's a, is it Entertainment Tonight? Or Access Hollywood or something? There it is, extra, there it is, this one, that's the one I was making reference to. All right, so since it's there, forget what I was saying, let's listen. Okay, and this video clip, Piers Morgan saying that he got messages from the royal family thanking him for defending them against Harry and Meghan. I don't know what they need defense from, because Harry and Meghan were not the one who started the nonsense.
You heard from anyone in the palace thanking you for the, serious defense of them?
I've had some messages communicated to me on behalf of several members of the royal family.
I'm laughing because the question that they asked was specific, because they already know, so they just want to put it out there. Of all questions, this is what you ask him. I'm gonna start all over.
Heard from anyone in the palace thanking you for the, serious defense of them?
I've had some messages communicated to me on behalf of several members of the royal family.
Upper level
We're very
people?
grateful that. Well, I'm not going to go into who it was,
Okay.
but what I would say is gratitude that somebody was standing up for them.
You heard from anyone in the palace?
Because I think the day after this interview, he posted a picture in front of what palace is that? Whoever lives in that palace. I have a screenshot of it. I'll share it with you. Just look at the screen. Let's see here. Let's see how he digs himself out of this one. There's a laugh, and yet there is an early clip of him pointing out how challenging it is going to be for Meghan due to the archaic institution. That was before. I have that clip as well. All right, it's where he said it's not Meghan's problem, it's the institution problem. Okay, this will possibly show that the royal family have poor judgment. Okay, Camilla's comes to mind. Piers Morgan inadvertently just exposed the royal family. Yeah, I don't know the logic of them for saying things. Okay, he makes me sick. He's just confirming everything Harry's been talking about. Okay, shows exactly what the royal family are then. Even more evidence they should be abolished. All right, rubbish. Baggage for God. Alright, whatever's on the screen, that's it. Okay, Camilla invites him and the other Meghan and Harry abuser to posh lunch in Mayfair restaurant as we were too. Look at the screen. I have the screenshot of is it Daily Mail, one of the newspapers in the UK, who reported on it. Okay, he shouts for proof from Meghan and Harry, but refuses to name names himself. I smell a big fat liar. Okay, Camilla stench all over that. If the royal family are thanking Piers Morgan for defending them, it proves Harry's story of tabloid connection. Okay, of course he did. It says a lot about the royal family that they would, if this notoriously corrupt man isn't lying about it, appreciate having someone like Piers Morgan as their champion. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. I left the original tweet. I just focus on the one with the video. Alright, this one I've also shared on my community board. Okay, it's a lot. There's a lot of reading. Okay, what Harry says about Camilla is just a follow-up confirming of what the British tabloid has been writing on for years. Alright, she retweeted this. Caroline Graham's, yes, the same Caroline Graham who befriended Thomas Markle, wrote this in her 2001 biography of Camilla. Prince Harry is telling the truth. Alright, let's see here. I'm just gonna read where she paraphrased, where she highlight. Okay, Operation PB, as devised by Poland and Lampard, was simple but brilliant. The ultimate goal was to make Charles more popular and Camilla more acceptable to the public, with the ultimate aim of getting the public to approve the couple's final goal to marry. There's a video that I have, but for some reason the audio I can't find it, or it doesn't work, but the visual aspect where Charles first was Camilla who went to a restaurant, okay, and then few minutes later Charles went in that same restaurant, and then when they left together. That's how they started their whatever Operation BP kind of thing. Through his role at the Press Complaint Commission, Boleyn knew every major Fleet Street editor and was on a good term with most. He began to give regular briefing to the editors of Fleet Street, notoriously tough tabloids. One editor now admits, quote, "It was the first time someone in Charles' camp had taken the initiative. Diana always knew the power of the press and would often call up favorite journalists like Richard Kay of the mail herself. She knew how to spin her side of the story, but Buckingham Palace had always resisted that approach. The Queen's advisors might talk to the Telegraph or the Time, but that was about as far as they would sink. What made Boleyn unique and very clever was that he became friends with the editors of The Sun and The Mirror. He regularly briefed. What came to mind as I'm reading this, which Camilla, I don't know if it's true, but they said Camilla had met William at some point, and I think this is how Camilla approached William as well. Befriended him, because those heirs wants to hear positive spin all the time. They want to be treated like a freaking baby. So Camilla, in my humble opinion, know how to deal with the heirs. So to get William on her side, so she did whatever she did to a different aspect, to a different level, to that what she did to Charles. Befriended him, treat him like a baby, probably tell him things that were on the tabloid about her regarding her father, his father, were not true or whatever, to switch his mind. Little did you know, step by step, if you really think about it, now that I'm saying that, if you think about it, from the time William came out to tell about the BBC thing, his mother's paranoid, whatever, that press conference that he did, the steps that these people took to make things happen. William come about to denounce the BBC and then have the same talking point regarding Princess Diana being paranoid. And then the next step, maybe there's other things I'm missing in between, but when you look at when they asked the Queen to accept Camilla as Queen Consort or whatever it is, and then the next step again, once everything was somewhat in alignment, it's just the event of things. The Queen died. So I'm telling you, in a way, question mark to me, and how the Queen died. That's all I'm saying. And then there's Harry, who said, what was it when he was talking to Hoda about all his worry that he has good people around the Queen. All right. So all this came to play. The steps that from Charles and Camilla take to lead to where they are now, people should question it in some way. All right. Let's see here. Where was I in this one? He understood where the true power lay and who was really setting the agenda, and he favored those editors who carry weight in terms of circulation and reaching the most amount of people. Mark Boleyn is brilliantly astute. He did a fantastic job of rehabilitating Camilla within 18 months of Diana's crash. Oh my God. Within 18 months of Diana's crash. This is sad. Now people need to question about the crash as well. Oh my God. So many things. I don't have proof of things that are going in my head. Okay, I'm just reading what she highlighted. Okay, because it's a long read. You guys could pause your screen and read it. The story was carefully planted to show the public that William had no objection to his father's living with his mistress less than a year after Diana's death. A spokesman for the Prince of Wales confirmed, quote, "Yes, Prince William and Mrs. Parker Bowles have met. Meeting between the children and Mrs. Parker Bowles are a private family matter." Now this is private because guess what? She's trying to collude, poison the kid's mind. Oh my goodness. And she knows what she's doing. In order to be accepted by the public, the kids needs to accept her as well. But Harry, who probably had the most, he did say it in the book. Harry said he was not fond of, I'm paraphrasing, he was not fond of the father marrying Camilla. Because if they're already seeing each other, the mother's no longer in the picture, it wasn't a good idea for them to get married. Harry was right. Okay, because Harry, like I said, I'm being proved all the time. Harry is the smartest of all of them. So to get rid of Harry because he was too smart to put reasonable, logic thinking into all of the heirs, they divide them. They divide the brothers. That's what I've always said this. I've always said this. Alright, and then to plant stories about him, throw him under the bus, left and right, and all of that. But Harry took all of this until they get to his wife. Alright, let's see here. 18 months, my goodness. Alright, where was I? Okay, the story was carefully planted to show the public that William had no objection to his father's living with his mistress less than a year after Diana's death. A spokesman for Prince of Wales confirmed, yes, Prince William and Mrs. Parker Bowles have met. Meeting between the children and Mrs. Parker Bowles are a private family matter which we are not prepared to discuss, and we wish for their sake the media will leave this very personal matter alone. Alright, but Meghan and Harry, everybody's under the bus. Alright, like I said, I'm just reading where she highlighted. Okay, many suggest the Machiavellian backstage pressure put on newspapers by Charles' Penn doctor Mark Bolan was now becoming a bit heavy. One senior editor admitted privately that newspapers felt obliged to go along with the whole rehabilitation of Camilla thing because of Prince William. He said, quote, let's be honest, William is the one everyone around the world is interested in. We have to accrue what is known in the trade as William points. By publishing positive stories about Charles and Camilla, we earned the palace goodwill, but we expect something back in return. This is where they started making the big deal with the press. So they pretty much poke the press to be where they are at. So if this is true, I know I'm reading it from a book and there's quote left and right. If this is true, so it is not only Camilla, it's Charles who pretty much poke the press to be at that level of intrusion. Okay? But we expect something back in return. William has just started college. Everyone knows there will be a girlfriend, a great photo opportunity. The death of Diana severely restricted what the press could do. There is no way the public will tolerate any intrusion into William's personal life. So we've reached this uneasy quid pro quo with the palace. We support the pro Camilla campaign, and in return, if we're good, we get William points back in return. To make it fair, I'm not saying this is a good deal, but from the perspective of the tabloid, it's shocked that I'm gonna say this, but if they are in a business to make money, but when you look at this, I'm not for it, but you could understand it from the tabloid perspective. Yeah, if you're forcing me to print nonsense about you to make you look good, then we need something what we really care about. You could understand the tabloid. So the media was really, they were trying to mind their own business and what they're interested in. But the royal family, and Camilla in particular, poke the tabloid to be so intrusive like this. Alright, there's more. You guys could read more of this. Let's read some of the comments. Alright, I read this in another video. It's a lot, so I don't want to read anymore. So let's go to the next tweet. There's no more comments. Okay, was there? Let's go into this. Maybe there's comments in here. Okay, what the name of the book? Camilla, Her True Story. It was the main subject of a documentary from 2015. They all admitted for decades this is what Camilla was doing. Okay. 5. Operation BP. Not 10 months after Diana's tragic ending, Mark Bolan briefed the press about Charles' kids meeting with the mistress and accepting her. They were not happy to be used. It explains the distant relationship Charles had to both his sons today. All right, 7 minutes. I'm gonna bookmark this. I know I'm gonna be. Let's listen to all of to some of it, not all.
In this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
The third person, the other woman, was Camilla.
Okay, it's buffering. I don't want to wait for that because I'm really, it's 4:51. My kids are gonna get up soon. Okay, Di started telling her side of the story in 1992 when she talked to Andrew Morton, and the same year she befriended Richard Kay and Piers Morgan. Okay, Camilla started talking to media as soon as Di and Charles married. Alright, so time of event. Alright, because they expect, this is the thing here. Charles and Camilla, you remember, there's one, I think it was in this particular thing here. If you could read it. Okay, I think the whole thing is that Charles and Camilla had their plan. Okay, I think this is the summary of this. Had their plan to use Princess Diana to do their thing. Okay, for Princess Diana to be the face of things, but Princess Diana was not playing along with them. So what they did to look good, you know, they start smearing her name. Okay, making her look bad. And then Charles was not being a good husband to Princess Diana and all of that, the backstabbing, to smear the same thing you see going on with Meghan, to smear Princess Diana's name. Alright, this was the plan, and this is why Charles was fine with it. Oh my goodness. But when Princess Diana realized, you know, all this negativity, they driving her nuts and all of that, so she had to do her part. And this is why she had to do the Andrew Morton Andrew Morton book and the Panorama thing as well, to give her side. Whichever, you know, they did their own investigation, she was strict or whatever, but she had to speak out as well, because she didn't want to be just a punching bag. She want other people to know her side of the story. Alright, gross. After this, I'm moving on. 2001, quote, William is the one everyone around the world is interested in. Well, it's certainly not been the type coverage that Billy the Basher was expecting. What is that? Moment from Prince William's past, allegedly him to have a violent temper. Many of the moments people have cited seem a bit over rough, like a much vaunted clip of Prince William repeatedly elbowing his father, King Charles II, in the head as a child. We remember that video very clearly. The incident seems more like a moment of childhood brattiness or ribbon than actual violence, but many feel it speaks to William's temper, especially given his reputation as bully during his childhood. There's one video I remember. This guy never played fair. There was a sporting event. I think it was soccer or something he was playing. And to cheat his way, he told one of the guards, I guess his bodyguard, to use, how do you call this? A flashlight? I don't know if anybody remember this. To use a flashlight against one of the opponent and the eyes or something. This also reminds me of something that happened in the US. What is it, a football game? Anyway, I'm straying away now. Okay, luckily we have all the receipt of the Daily Mail's article and headlines about how he's always incandescent with rage, so we will sure be using them this week. There's a laugh. That was January 4th, 2023. People, the squad were getting ready for the spare. Alright, studying at kindergarten, seriously. They call him something like William the Butcher because he was aggressive to the other kids. What is it? His kids now, not kids, his kid, the first one, is already saying something similar about when his dad become king or something like that, how his father's gonna react to some of the kids. So the same thing is passing on. William was said to have repeatedly been in trouble as a child for shoving other kids and getting into playground fights. So much so his classmates nicknamed him Billy the Basher. Others have pointed to more recent incidents, like a photo of Prince William and Kate Middleton arriving at the 2017 Royal Variety performance that had struck some people as contentious. Alright, after this, that's it. Alright, there was an operation of promoting Camilla BP. I remember that part of Charles' life. He hired a new PR to change her image. It included make Camilla public, then marry her. At that time, William was not happy with his father because it was too soon after his mother's death. Okay, I don't know, they must have put something in his head to... You know what just came to mind as I'm doing this? Well, then it didn't happen back then. So many things popping in my mind here. I was thinking of the quote that Prince Yoso gave Harry, but I don't think Harry have met him yet at that time. but something was guiding Harry for some reason. But they must have put some sort of a spell on these people to be blindly like that, to compromise, to go along with Camilla's nonsense. I don't know, but some of the thing that I was thinking of doesn't match with in time frame, so there's no reason of repeating. All right, there was an operation of promoting Camilla BP. I remember. Okay, I read that. Okay, if Diana did it, it was because she was alone. She alone versus the establishment. Everyone liked her, but she did not have allies. Yep, it's unfortunately, if there was social media like we have now, she would have heard some of the things her supporters will be saying. But it's sad. Well, now she knows wherever she's at right now. She got exactly what she wanted at the expense of Harry's happiness and well-being, and later that of his wife and children. So I hope people will finally listen and open their eyes. All right. Wow. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, next tweet. All right. There's Omid, and there you have it. Spokesperson for Trentwell Book, a UK division of Penguin Random House, tell me that Prince Harry's Spare has become Britain's fastest selling non-fiction title of all time. It so far recorded a sale figure of 400,000 copies across all formats. Okay, I think this is just only the UK. All right, is that exclusive? Okay, there's that. Okay, is that exclusively UK numbers or worldwide? All right, there's Omid responded, UK sales. There's that. What is this says? Okay. Okay, at YouGov poll, or you back? Okay, they're tagging YouGov poll because they're always doing some sort of a poll that, you know, Harry is not liked and all of this. So someone is reminding that. Okay, at YouGov polls are so biased. Every time it's something about Harry and Meghan, it's 80% against them. But every single time there are huge numbers of them. Okay, but every single time there are huge numbers for them. Every single time, it's so obvious they are not legitimate. All right, so many people order it on the day it was announced. That's another thing too. I have the audiobook and will listen to it for myself. I will not be swayed by where any newspapers or TV show want me to think about it. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point, I think, in the UK, for the half price. So people whoever is having some hard difficult time or something, you know, financially, at least they could buy that. But instead the tabloid turned it to something else. How could a book be half price on the first day? They're downplaying it. For Harry, his whole point was the people to know his truth, because so many lies have been written about him. All right, Go Prince Harry is on fire. At Scobie, do you know if there will be an option to purchase signed copies at all? Okay, I'm listening to the audiobook right now from Apple Books, and the story is compelling. Okay, I was listening to it and then I fell asleep. I need to rewind it again. All right, the part where he's in the army, and things like that, his feet was messed up. The push him, you're gonna have to listen to that, but I'm just paraphrasing, push him to finish and all of that, and then at the end he thanked the sergeant, is that the sergeant, whatever, the commander, you know, he thanked them for doing that because they didn't see him as a prince. All right, and he didn't want to feel sorry for himself at the end that he didn't finish. All right, I'm listening to the audiobook right now from Apple Books, and the story is compelling, as it should. There's a clap. Watcher. Okay, Omid, Harry words make you see and feel everything he gone through. It's like I can virtually see in my head his experiences. The words flow so beautifully. It's not enough for me to read his word. I want to actually hear him say those words. Audible, I'm coming. I'm glad I bought the audio as well, because the book is not there, but I was curious so quickly to go buy it, and it's good to hear it from his voice, like when he does a small little laughing, you know. Anyway, next tweet. Please, boys, don't make my final years a misery. Yeah, that was Charles who said that to the boys, Harry and William. Okay, I will always wonder why Charles didn't step in sooner. It was clear the relationship between his boys was becoming untenable, and it was clear who was the aggressor. Charles could have done something about that But if you think about it, he was never a father figure from the time the kids were young. So now the kids are pretty much fully aware. They could make their own decision. It's really never too late. But if he had been trained to be a father, well, there's no training to be a father. If he was really involved, okay, that's the key word. If he was an involved parent, he would have known how to manage those kids. All right, like, and the previous tweet that I was reading, William hitting him in the head. Okay, he didn't really, there's a tone of voice you could say to a child. There's a, if you are being playful to the child, there's a tone of voice for that. If you're showing your dislike of something the child is doing, there's a tone of voice for that as well. You don't have to be physical with the child, but your tone of voice will tell the child, this is not what I want, or this is what I want, or whatever. So he was never involved for him to have anything. So he's talking to them like, I don't know, like an employee maybe, I don't know. So anyway, Willie at that point was the future, Charles the heir, the queen elderly. Charles held the power. Why didn't he use it? Okay, he picked a side and he has to pay a price for the side he picked. That's a very good point as well. Right. Oh, this is disgusting. If you know what this is. Okay, it was at the time William reached out to editor of tabloid. He was forging his way ahead. The sentiment of the crown passing his father to him was high. He had the government on his side. Charles couldn't risk it. It's very sad for them to get, I don't know, who put this thing in their heads to think this is the way to go when they should have been one. They should have been one. If they showed their solidarity among each other when no one can break them, they would have been a force to be reckoned with because they have power over there. But no, they allowed, the tabloid people, they allowed the government to come in and to know how they function. I've said that in a very old video when I was reading and I was like, oh, William hired politician to be in his corner. Oh my God, now it's all over. Okay, because once the politician knows how you function, because the power of commanding the army, people want that for whatever it may be. Whatever I've said on the video, the firm, okay, I was somewhat implementing it on the first time where I said William is hiring politician to be in his corner, when in fact all he needed was Meghan, in the sense where if he need positive coverage, guess what, Meghan went to school for that.
What did you study at college?
I double majored theater and international relations, and then I went and worked for the U.S. Embassy for a bit. And theater and international relations.
And if she did not know how to help you with your PR, Meghan was working within the industry of, not in the PR business, but in the what do you call this, as an actress. So she knows how to promote herself to get good PR and all of that. So she knows people who know someone who knows someone. But instead their mind were clouded with hate. They didn't even get to know her. For them to get the sort of boost that they would need to be just a collective family, a strong family where no one could penetrate them. But they literally opened the door and let those politicians, the media and all of that to penetrate them. And then this is what you're seeing. Okay, I can't get past a father ruin his son's reputation in exchange for rehabilitation that of his ex-mistresses. Okay, I look forward to the ironic spectacle of King Charles reaping what he has saw after waiting decades to reign with a reputation and hers yet again in tatters. Okay, Harry seems to be always the much more mellow of the two. And certainly, I mean, if you understand the way he grew up, he was the spare, he was the punching bag, he was the one, probably most of the time they were screaming at him. But then again, in the book he said there was a time where the father was driving, him and William was arguing in the back seat. Charles told William to get out of the car to go and whoever the securities in the back, go in the back. So Harry was like, oh my God, I could see he's gonna use that against him. But why did I bring this up? Okay, Harry seems to be always the much more mellow of the two, and certainly now, watching and listening to Harry, Charles will find more civility and warmth in dealing with Harry. What was it Princess Diana said in one interview? What he wished, they asked her what did she wish for Charles. One of the things she said was to be like peaceful mind, to find tranquility. I'll put the thing. It has to do for him to be calmed down or something.
Would it be your wish that when Prince William comes of age that he were to succeed the Queen rather than the current Prince of Wales?
My wish is that my husband finds peace of mind, and from that follows other things, yes.
Harry has grown into intelligent man emotionally and mentally. Watching him content and happy warms my heart. Okay, why was Camilla the one telling Charles what to do when Harry asked about a mediator? That's why I'm wondering. She should not be in the middle of this. Alright, she knows what she wants. So, and I think she was part of the part to divide the brothers. In my humble opinion. Okay, he could have spent some time raising his children and not neglect his youngest so much. This kid was shipping to boarding school, fending for himself 2 weeks after his mother died, and it didn't take long for him to end up consuming all sort of crap. Right? Had Chuckle step in way back when, and protect both sons from the tabloid that tormented their mother, it won't have mattered whether Harry and William got along, but he instead chose poorly. Like I said, this goes back to my thinking, okay? My consumption of them. Charles never loved Diana. Anything Diana produced with him, there was no feeling, no connection. He did it for the firm. So this is why we have the problem we have now. So if he did love Diana and love okay, let's say he didn't love Diana. Fine, we know that already. This is a fact. He didn't love Diana. But producing a child, there should be some sort of a love there, don't you think? Because it was your blood, part of you. You know what you did to get them. Shouldn't there be some sort of sentimental, loving father within those children? But in my humble opinion, I don't think none of this, no affection was ever existed for him, for those kids. So this is why we're having those issues right now. Right? And whatever Harry had said, he wants a family. And okay, this one I'm gonna skip because I have too many things to deal with. I'm gonna skip that one. Knowing I lose chain of thought. Okay, next tweet. I posted that last one on my community board. If you want to see it, go on my community board. Alright, why do I keep seeing people tweeting the same thing words for words? Alright, this was a couple days ago, the 9th. Alright, I'm very moved by Harry's words so far. Okay, the book did not come out. Okay, January. But then again, they did said in Spain, some of the books were released. And someone had a copy of the book or something like that. Alright, so alright, let's read. I'm very moved by Harry's words so far. I'm completely understand why he wants to tell his story in his own words. It's not that hard to understand at all. Harry, the interview. Alright, it's the same thing being repeating here. Very moved by Harry's words so far. I completely understand why. Okay, so someone else is repeating. It's just bad. I don't know. Alright, copy and paste makes the job easier and faster, but alright, that's supposed to be an explanation point. Because they are bats, Tiffany, they have been employed and set to work. I know they are, but why are they on my timeline and retweet by Sussex Squad? Who knows? I don't know. Alright, you're wrong. They are retweeting by people I follow, but one did copy the other one. Copy, paste, and I see many tweets like that. People copying others' tweets. Okay, copy and paste, too lazy to form sentences. Alright, next tweet. Okay, there's that. I was moved by how Harry said my aunt welcomed me and asked if I wanted to see her, and pretty much stayed out of the drama. Alright, so I responded to that. There's me here. Okay, I truly believe Anne and Harry were the only two who truly felt the loss of Queen Elizabeth II. The others, yes, they did too, but in the sense of what they can get from the Queen. Charles was more like, it's about goddamn time. Andrew, no more special treatment. Edward took a while to feel the loss. Edward was the forgotten child. All right, 248 people saw it, 7 people like it. That was the bare minimum, but considering how the others are acting, I'm sure he appreciated and was close to the Queen. Maybe she knows the Queen would have wanted him to see her one last time. He could definitely feel the warmth and gratitude in his voice. Alright, there are pics of Anne and Meghan on Commonwealth Day 19, when Meghan was heavily pregnant, clearly alienated, and in one instant marked by Camilla, and every photo of Meghan and was it Anne. Okay, and every photo of Meghan and Anne was making her laugh, like genuine, almost surprised laughter that stays with me. Okay, I didn't see that, but I'll take her word for it. I mean, I always have, I don't know, I can never really find anything negative to say about Anne. Every time I come to her, the thing that I'm getting is, okay, she's living her best life. Okay, whatever bubble she's in, okay, to make her happy, she's there. But she's not forcing the taxpayers' money to give the institution money for her to live her best life. This is the sense that I get out of her. So if I was in her shoes, guess what? I will do the same thing. I will live the best life that I could. All right, they asked her to do something, she went and do it. All right, so this is the thing I get with Princess Anne. But this part actually add more to my sentiment of her. I wasn't aware of that. Okay, very sweet. I don't think I've seen it. That's me. That's the first time I'm hearing it. Let me bookmark this for whatever reason it may come. All right, let's see here. the squad with their receipt. You didn't see? There's that. Okay, still looking for the Commonwealth Day 19 in pics, but these are telling as well. And again, okay, so this is from another time, but she's saying there's another one, other parts where whenever she's around Meghan is laughing. All right, and again, I've said this in another video. We do not know her, Princess Anne, true feeling. We do not know. Whatever it may be, that's hers to deal with her alone. But in the presence of people, okay, you have to show respect. And I think Princess Anne is pretty much in this picture. I wasn't even aware of all of this, what she just wrote this. Princess Anne just illustrate my point that I've said in another video. You do not have to like Meghan. Nobody's telling any of the royal family go out of their way to like her. No, but in her presence, just show basic respect. And I think this is what Princess Anne is displaying here. Just basic respect. Okay, whether she's racist or whatever, we do not know. I'm sorry if I bring this and that, but this is the royal family in a nutshell. But whether or not she is, I do not know. But the basic respect, she's showing it. And this is what I've been saying here. All right, whatever conversation they were having, hey, there's that. And also, when you see Princess Anne go visit other royals, her courtesy, it's really deep. This is another thing as well. Even though herself she's royal, but she shows respect to the other royals as well. So that's something we need to take away from Princess Anne. So in that aspect, I guess I was right. My sense of her is even showing, you know, me respecting her for whatever is in my head. All right, there's that. Meghan having a nice conversation with her. All right, so let me finish with that. Okay, I'm still looking for the Commonwealth Day 2019 pics, but these are telling as well. And again, I could be hardcore wishful thinking about someone and that family showed Meghan's kindness. Of course, when these pics came out, the press tried to shame Anne for befriending Meghan. Really? I'm not aware of all of this. All right, okay, so let's follow this because I wasn't aware of that. It said because Meghan likes and enjoy older people, the royal family couldn't keep her in a battle, so they turned against her. I give it a 10% chance there is reconciliation in the next 5 years. No faith, and I don't mean being invited to event, I mean family seen talking with. Okay, also at the Queen's Jubilee service, Meghan and Harry was on the end of the row near Princess Margaret's daughter, Lady Chatto. Okay, I don't know who's Margaret's daughter. I probably have seen her but never put one and one together. She was constantly chatting with Meghan first and then Harry. They were laughing and talking before the service. She is also someone very close to the Queen. Okay, I'm learning here, so let's learn together. Let's continue reading some more. Okay, I remember that anytime Anne was dragged into the hate in the British press, it was always, quote, you can read Anne's emotion as she doesn't hide them, end quote, but it stick with me that Anne always seemed to ease and relax with Meghan, even when headlines were claiming the opposite. Good to know. Okay, when she's the only one with a straight face in that family at the moment, William and Kate and Charles and Camilla were happy with the upgrade of their situation, and the rest, Wessex and Andrew, were worried about what could happen to them. Few of them, the Sussexes and the York girls, are focused on the Queen Elizabeth II. Okay, we dare not to say she was nice to Harry and Meghan because the next thing is the tabloid will go for her. Alright. Anne always appeared to me the only impartial royal who stayed away from the front row as much as she could. She even refused to obey her mom at the Trump reception. She wanted Anne to meet that awful man. Okay, Anne knew she'd never be in a position to rule. Maybe that's another thing. It seemed she was pretty much allowed to live her life as she saw fit. Perhaps she held a fondness for Harry that she kept close to her chest. Okay, that's a good take. Okay, Anne did not like Diana. She hated the publicity that Diana received. Okay, I don't know. Okay, maybe it's one of those who burn. Okay, I do not know. Okay, I felt the same warmth and thanked her actually when Harry said that. I knew it was Anne. I hope Harry remains in speaking term with her. He doesn't need all of them. That's another good point. Okay, like I didn't even know about all of this, but every time I speak of Anne, I always find my way to defend her because I just cannot find anything to hate her for. Okay, the only thing most people seem to be hating her for is she's receiving taxpayers' money. But why would you blame her when the taxpayers are more than willing to give her the money to live her best life? So if I take this in that aspect, I will defend her. I will do the same thing. You are more willing to give free money? Hey, I'm gonna live my best life. So whatever's on the screen, that's it. Thank her, that's that. Me too. When baseline is abused, normal family support is astounding. Okay, unlike William and Catherine, Charles and Camilla, Princess Royal has a firm character and doesn't need favors from tabloid newspapers because she's not in the popularity contest. She's known that she's enough within herself. Okay, sound like she is the only mature person in that family. And Harry, yep, she's always been one of the hardest working and underappreciated. Okay, go cut ribbon. Okay, she stayed out of the drama because it suited her not to say or do anything, yet her son-in-law was free to joke about bashing up Harry. That's not empathy, that's just silence. I mean, okay, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Maybe she spoke to them privately, who knows? Let's keep that in perspective as well. No, maybe she doesn't want to be in the public eyes or whatever and spoke to them privately and said, stop doing this nonsense. Stay out of her business. I don't know. Okay, I don't think Anne cares about pleasing William or Kate Middleton or Camilla. They can't touch her. All right, let's go to the next tweet. I think I read a good portion about her. I'm glad I was pretty much confirmed in a way. She's all right. All right, next tweet. It should have been us. Oh, that's the Prince William's parody account. It should have been us, Meghan. Look at him. Now that we know the amount of work that went behind the scene to prevent that moment for Harry to find a love of his life, and then he was the one behind it. Can you imagine this? Your own brother. All right. Creepy lizard man, you are making my skin crawl. There's that, there's this, there's laugh, there's laugh. Alright. Yep. I don't know why. I don't think Charles was in that part as well. It could have been William, Kate, and Camilla. I don't think Charles was in this nonsense. But if Charles were king at the time when Harry asked the grandma if he could marry Meghan, I think if it was Charles would have said no. Okay? So like Harry said, everything, you know, the stars were aligned. Next one, and I think this might be my last one, but I have more. Yeah, let's make it the last one. Okay, I have more. How many more do I have? 2, 4, 5. Should I finish it? Okay, let me read mine. Okay, Meg's niece is an immigration lawyer. They got that under control. So I was responding to this. There's a laugh. They are scraping the barrel. That was way before the book came out. Okay, January 8th. 2 days before the book came out. Okay, they are scraping the barrel. Harry is also married to an American citizen. Okay, let's see what they say here. If Harry holds a O1 visa, which is often given to celebrities and athletes, it will have to be renewed every 3 years. I have a video when I first started covering Harry and Meghan. I think I call it his citizenship or his status or something like that. I remember the thumbnail, so I'll put the thumbnails. Go look at it, because at that time I was looking into everything, okay, to familiarize myself with the royal family, with Harry, with Meghan, everything. So this was one of the questions that I was asking myself. If you want to know what I was thinking back then, go watch that video, because I don't know why I documented it, because I was curious and I decided to record it and share it with you. It's not like a top-notch documentation or something. Whatever was thinking in my head, it's in the video. Okay, let's continue with that. If Harry holds a O1 visa, which is often given to celebrities and athletes, it will have to be renewed every 3 years. The Sussexes relocated to California in 2020, meaning his visa could be set to expire this year. His renewal application could be impacted by his newly admitted history with drugs. But looking the amount of work he's doing, okay, he's the charitable work that he's doing, and then also there's a part, well, like I said in my comment responding to this, is that Meghan's niece is an immigration lawyer, so they got that under control. But in my uneducated mind, okay, because I'm not a lawyer, immigration lawyer, I would assume each time Harry travel to the UK, all right, it's sort of reset, in my humble opinion, because Harry had traveled to the UK so many times. Is if he did not or he stays within the US within 3 years or something like that. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking. All right, just my humble opinion. So I think each time, let me just leave it as that. And the other thing as well, Harry doesn't have to be a citizen. A citizen in the US, you could vote. You could run for office, run for presidency. But Harry could apply for a green card where he will have social security number and he could work, earn money, pay taxes and all of that. So he could have that to live in the US without any, to keep on renewing. So maybe, yeah, he will need to renew his green card though. All right, he will need to renew his green card. But those other things, the citizen, not that O1 visa that they're talking about, he doesn't have to deal with that anymore. All right. Immigration expert, however, note Harry should have been denied residency in the US if he failed to disclose his drug usage during the application process. Okay, I don't know anything about that. Anyone seeking temporary or permanent residency in the US must answer a series of questions about their criminal and drug history during when and applying. What makes you think he didn't say that? What makes you think he didn't mention that? Okay, so his world is pretty much public record. So who knows? Quote, he will have been asked about drug use if he was truthful in his answer, he should have been denied. Professor Alberto Benitez, director of George Washington University's Immigration Clinic, told the Telegraph. And also remember, he's at a different league, okay? Different leagues. Before he even came to the US, he was doing a lot of charitable work. He had INVICTUS. He had a lot of other things that outweighed his teenage years. So if he was continuing the same pattern, maybe, because sometimes they give leeways to things like that. All right. That's that. The professor argued that if Harry did not detail his drug use, he would have been perjuring himself on an official U.S. government document. We do not know what he said. He claimed honestly will have been in the Duke's best interest, and noted he may have received discretion from immigration officials because of his royal status. Maybe. All right. So that's that. Let's move on. I was gonna stop here. I'm hour. All right, let's do the last one. I add one more, and I have 4 more after this. Next one. All right. He started calling me captain of his soul. I'm getting out my credit card too. I don't give a F. All right, damn. All right, there's that. Look at them. Okay, I think the squad were making fun of it. Put a white man in the laundry, he started seeing the 4th dimension. I think I responded to that. I'm convinced the sisters she visited in India were like, sis, let him wear this and it's over. All right, let's go in. Let me read what's there and then go into that, and that'll be it. Okay, my soulmate, my beloved, is it any wonder he kept her pregnant for the first 3 years of their marriage? It has such incredible meaning to him on so many fronts. It will seem captain of my soul. All right, so let's go into these. Oh yeah, that's the squad coming in to say their nonsense. Okay, let's read this. Busted his third eye all the way open. That's that. Let's go back to this. This is where I come in. All right, the squad were making fun. Okay, I don't know which move she put on him from that Kama Sutra book, but whatever she did, good God, 69. There's me here coming here. I don't think he was doing his part because I'm talking about the 69 part. Okay, I don't think he was doing his part because our sis probably sent him out of space back and forth. Once he was awake, 2 kiddos running over. I'm definitely going to heaven. That's that. Let's stop. Okay, let's do a prayer. Prayer for what? For eternal I say internal eternal God's gift. I don't know, that came to mind. I just guess anything. Oh my God, there's a prayer for it too. All right, Father, thank you for loving me so much that when Jesus shed his blood on the cross, you freed me from my sins. I reaffirm my faith in you and give you praise for the gift of salvation. Thank you that I don't have to earn it. I accept Jesus' sacrifice for me and receive your forgiveness and cleansing. All right, it's actually 5:30. My son is up. All right, let's pick up image. Let's do this one. Okay, stop, pray, and listen. Open yourself to the Eternal One, present all around. Take time to notice the markers of God's abiding presence and rejoice in God's enduring acts. Pause to acknowledge how far we have come on this journey towards life. Hold on to the signs that nudge us onward along the path that leads into the loving heart of the one who is making all things new. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. There's a possibility I might make this video into 2. All right, so that's it.
for me, it's an added member of the family. It's another team player as part of the bigger team. And for all of us, all we want to do is be able to carry out the right engagements, carry out our work, and try and encourage others and the younger generation to be able to see the world in the correct sense, rather than perhaps having a distorted view.